Hey folks, don't worry, Dan's here too. Just chilling out. How's everyone doing?
Welcome to our Friday live stream.
It's Friday! And it is spring! It's actually spring. For real. Even though there's still 4 feet of snow out there, it is spring. Can't complain about that.
Nope.
The sun's still up.
I know, it's crazy. The time change really makes a difference.
Mm-hmm. Definitely
sucks.
does.
I don't think it's necessary, but makes a difference in the evenings.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So who we got here? Who's here tonight?
Who we got? We got a lot of people here. We have Bearded Giant's mom.
Whoa, you're here too.
I'm here. Doug and Wendy up north are here.
Our
Farmer Brad.
soon-to-be new neighbors.
Farmer Brad, McCoy's Oak Hill Farm, Mr. John 613, North Star Prepstetter, the Bearded Giant, the Living Garden, Off-Grid Homesteading Woman, Thrifty VG. I also saw Making Sawdust.
Yep, Making Sawdust was here. Off-Grid Bound. Yep, Jason at Start From Seed. Oh, Dave's not here. We'll keep that in mind, Oak Knob.
Oak Farm is here.
Definitely. So what we're looking at here is unit serial number label, Lowrance.
Our agenda is on the wrong side of the box.
Part number. Oh, okay. I was going to say, that's a weird agenda.
So we got who's here? This week's shenanigans. Okay, so last weekend we watched a few live streams. But we missed one live stream.
Yes, we missed a very important live stream.
Because we were fishing. There was just a friendly...
Hey, Glenn and Maureen.
Hey. A few friends got together, threw some cash in, and had a fishing derby.
Yep, invite only.
Invite only.
We were lucky to get in on that.
Yeah. So about 20 people went. And there was a pot that was split in half. One prize went to the person who got the biggest perch, and then, because that's usually what they only get around there, and then the next prize, half the pot went to the person with the biggest anything but perch.
Yeah, anything. Could be pike, could be sturgeon, could be whitefish, could be catfish.
So the person throwing the fishing derby won the half the pot.
Yeah. And I figure he had those fish down there on lines for a week or two because it was at his house.
Right and he drove like really far away to get that line.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I have that other hole all the way over there. I'll go check my tip-ups.
It was kind of funny because...
Ice fishing on Lake Superior.
Yeah, and it was kind of funny because we were sitting in our hut and I was looking out the window and this snow machine comes zipping by. I'm like, hey, that's Steve. Where's he going? And he stops the sled and hops off, and 2 seconds later he hand lines this giant whitefish out of the hole. So, you know, it was a little bit questionable.
Yeah. Oh, and there was another prize. So when they were picking up some of the last minute preparations, they stopped at the Chippewa trading.
We are fuzzy. We are fuzzy, Micro Farm Starter. It's because it's springtime. Things are warming up. We're starting to warm up a little bit too.
Well, day's always fuzzy.
Yeah.
Are we fuzzy?
Oh, we could be.
We were having that when we didn't have enough light.
Yeah.
But anyways, I won the prize for the biggest perch.
Look at that.
Yeah, I got a 11-inch perch. His eyes were bugged out, but she was a beauty. It was a female. And we ate her. We had a fish fry after. And I also got a hat.
Hey, Gary. And
that I'm wearing right now.
Yeah, this was also a part of the prize. And she won over $100 for this. $100 right there.
And it's an expensive fish. Yay.
Can't complain though. And then after the derby, we had a nice big fish fry. So we had pike,
Whitefish.
whitefish, a bunch of perch, whole bunch of perch, and then one of the other fellas who was worried that we weren't going to catch enough fish, he brought a bunch of trout that he had caught previously. And we had a big fish fry out there. Played some pool. Had a nice jam. Oh man, we should have got some video of that jam. That would have been. I bet Glenn would have loved to see.
It was shorter this time than usual.
It was a little bit shorter, but yeah, I didn't bring my drum kit with me. I just had a little hand drum. It was still a fun night though. Very fun night. The folks up here are so cool. I mean, it's a group of folks that they're the only people really that we know up here. We know a few other random folks here and there, but I mean, these guys have really invited us into their, yeah.
And at that party, I met the parents of the husband of a girl that I did my master's with, went to school with. So it's kind of funny that we figured that out, that I knew her son, wife.
Who is way up in the Yukon.
Who are up in the Yukon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Small world.
Yep, definitely.
Especially since that community has maybe 200 people there.
Up in the Yukon? Or here?
The community, the fishing people that we're fishing with.
200 people.
Probably.
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Depends on how many people are at.
Somewhere between 300 and 200 people live out there, or out here.
Yeah. Somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, did we say hi to Kathy yet? Kathy's here as well.
I said hi to her in
the chat. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that was last weekend. This week, I have been spending all of my time prepping to boil our maple syrup this weekend. Or the first boil anyways. Taps are flowing very nicely. We have, 130 liters collected so far?
Yep.
And then there's probably another 60 liters or so still in the buckets out in the bush there. So tomorrow we're going to start boiling. I have been working on an evaporator. That thing right there. Completely DIY, homemade. I'll go into all the details tomorrow because we are going to do a live stream of boiling sap tomorrow at 2 p.m. And I'll kind of go over exactly what this thing is built of.
He keeps on practice boiling water, and I come home, I'm like, oh wow, you're boiling sap. He's like, nope.
Yeah,
water.
I'm trying to get the airflow figured out with the evaporator, and just, you know, it takes a little bit of time. It still has a few air leaks in it, and I'm just trying to figure things out with it. But so far, hey, Stacy's here. Hey, Stacy. Still just trying to figure out exactly what it takes to get it going. I don't want to give too much away. The thing is working beautifully now. Today was my last test run. Tomorrow is basically just do or die.
And we figured out why the previous owner has so much pine. Because you can't really use that too much in a house, but you can definitely use it in an evaporator.
Yeah, like we have probably 4 full bush cords of various evergreen wood that we don't want to burn in the house. We have plenty of hardwood to burn, and looks like he was hoarding this stuff specifically for boiling sap. So we have probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years of good sap boiling wood.
Depends how much practicing you do.
Yeah, it does. It's addictive. The practice boils have been almost as exciting as what the real boils will be.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I think so.
The first day I came home and I thought he was boiling sap, and I'm like, he's like, I've done 120 liters so far, and I'm like, oh, so that's what this is boiled down to. He's like, I don't get what you mean. like, you boil it down to that. He's like, I have no understanding of what you're trying to tell me here. Because he thought I knew he was just boiling water, because you can't really boil water down
to anything.
To something.
Yeah.
Except for maybe the minerals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So with tomorrow's live stream, which will happen at 2 p.m., that little red ticker there is just a constant reminder for you folks tonight.
2 p.m.
2 p.m. In the description of this video, you can find a link to the event, and you can set a reminder if you would like to come and watch us boil sap. In addition to boiling sap, we will also be making a very, very Canadian treat. And that treat is maple taffy made in snow. So as we're boiling our sap down and making our syrup, we will also show you how to make maple taffy.
Yep.
I mean, this is, as kids, I mean, you probably went to the
Sugar Shack.
Yeah, the Sugar Shack as a field trip in school. I mean, a lot of the northern U.S. folks probably have had the same experience, but it is just it's the sweetest of the maple treats that you can get.
Andrew wants to know how you like the electric log splitter.
I don't mind it.
It takes a while.
Yeah.
It's easier than hammering them with an axe.
Yeah.
We had a smaller one before, which was like, you kind of had to crawl around.
Yeah,
it was or prop it. It wasn't good. This one's a lot better because it's a lot taller.
Down on the ground, so you were bent over all the time trying to split your wood. And I actually, the yellow one, that stand-up one, I traded for a boat motor when we lived in Manitoba.
Not that one.
Oh, no, sorry.
The other one we used to have.
Yeah, the low down to the ground one. I traded for a boat motor to a guy up the road there.
Because we got this one with the house.
Yeah.
The last house.
Yeah.
We tried to get one with this house, but it had sentimental value, the previous owner, so we weren't able to get it with the house.
Yeah, he had a nice big gas splitter that, I mean, really, it would run at the same speed. It's just when you're burning like 3 full bush cords a year for the winter, splitting that with an axe, not fun. Not fun at all. I remember that from when I was a kid, living down southern Ontario. The one house we lived in was nothing but wood heat, and
it does pretty well.
It does get through the knots and twists. Andrew, you really have to pay attention to how you put the piece of wood in there. And you know, for someone who's using it for the first time, they're gonna have to fiddle with it to figure that out. But once you've been playing with that thing for a couple years, you get it figured out really quickly.
Yes.
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 So yeah.
So this week,
the separator.
Speaking of this week's shenanigans, we didn't put out our normal video on Tuesday.
Well, nope, we didn't put anything out. We've been busy.
We've been busy, like half finishing things. So there had nothing really that we felt was a good video. We didn't want to just put something out for the sake of putting something out.
Yeah.
So we didn't have a comment of the week because we also weren't that active really on any of our social media. We have to get better at that. So I drew a comment of the week from previous.
From the past.
From the past.
This is coming from the past.
Mainly because I've been thinking about it a lot. So this came off of that video where we were cleaning the snow off the roof. And Mary was laughing about how we were wearing our hoodies and it was minus 1 degrees outside. And I was just thinking about how it's all relative. So when temperatures below freezing.
Hey, Jim.
In this case, we were wearing just hoodies and we were completely warm. But that's because it had been minus 20, like up until that moment.
Yeah.
Where I think if it went down below freezing, now when it's going down below like minus 5, I feel cold. But like a month ago, I would have been sweating and dropping clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
definitely.
And it's so funny how your body just gets conditioned to the different temperatures. Because I remember the other day, I'm like, oh, it's cold outside. And I get in the truck, and it's like minus 4. I'm like, it's not cold outside. It's balmy.
Yeah. And just to note on, or to comment on something that John mentioned up top there, yes, starting early in the morning when you are boiling sap is a good idea. It's probably good for us to note right now that we will be boiling sap every single day for probably the next 2 weeks, possibly 3.
Every day?
I think so. Once things really pick up. And because yesterday was 25. Yesterday I gathered nearly 130 liters of sap. So, I mean, it's going to, and it's only going to start to flow more. After that, we have the birch that we're tapping. So, yes, for folks that maybe haven't boiled sap before, start early in the day because it takes a long time. Just ask Dave over there at Oak Knob Farm. He'll tell you the same thing.
Even with your separator, Dave?
It will, yeah. Yeah, to get through. So, oh yeah, I don't want to give any.
You don't want to give too much?
No, I don't want to tell anything about how much that thing holds. I'm impressed with it, actually. Mm-hmm. I'm impressed, yeah.
Okay. Another oldie but goodie is we thought, I haven't seen him yet, but probably because he's busy getting ready.
Getting all of his stuff ready.
We thought we'd replay that video from Prep Stutter Bob about the Self-Reliant Roadshow.
Yeah, and so if folks haven't figured out already, Prep Stutter Bob has moved all of his live streams over to the Self-Reliant Roadshow channel. And that is basically going to be the hub of the tour that they're beginning very, very soon. So we'll roll this video really quickly for folks that haven't seen it. Maybe someone in here could post a link to the Self-Reliant Roadshow YouTube channel. That is where you can get in touch with Bob, and also Brad and Krista from Big Family Homestead are involved. So let's go with the video.
The Self-Reliant Roadshow. It's a train that's getting ready to leave the station. Choo-choo! Thank you, Dave and Amanda from Dubois Homestead. Thank you for shouting out the Self-Reliant Roadshow.
I am so excited we're going to get to meet you. I can't get here fast enough.
Ta-da!
We're coming to a homestead near you.
So there you go. The Self-Reliant Roadshow. It's going to be one cool video series that's coming out. And they are leaving around April 1st. It looks like they might be pulling out a couple days early just to get a little bit of a head start on things. I don't know for sure, but I think that the season 1 is completely booked, like actually over 100% booked.
I thought there was 2 blanky areas they talked about. Did they fill them?
I'm not sure. They may have.
There's a map and it shows two like zones where they could just drive through, or they could fit in a homestead. So
Yeah. I think
if you're in those areas.
And Jim, I think actually when Bob and Mrs. B come up to Canada, they are bringing a short bus to pick us all up.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be doing a tour around, so we'll be down to pick you up
Mm-hmm.
in the short bus. Don't worry.
And there was a question before we went to Bob about how many trees we're going to be tapping this year.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, we're not sure. We put out all the taps and buckets. Did we have some more taps?
No,
we put out all the
no
buckets we
taps.
had, and Dave lost count.
Yeah, we're over 30 so far. I really want to hit 50. And in the next couple days, I'll actually do a count on
Hey, Cheryl.
what we're at. Oh, Cheryl. Nice to see you here.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw Two Wild Onions is here. And I saw some very, very cherry folks here, too. Heaven's Gate Cherry Farm. Awesome. Nice to see all you guys tuning in. 100 days till they hit making sawdust, and hope this works, our homestead. That's cool, Kevin.
Cool. And Thomas is here. Ooh, Thomas.
Yeah, I did see he was chatting there too, and he mentioned something about tossing some rum butter flavor in there, in this syrup. What else have we got going on in there?
We have...
Thrifty VG, I know what you mean. We can't wait to see that start to go too. We're really looking forward to meeting Bob and Mrs. B and whoever might get up here with them. Whether or not Brad and Krista make it, we're not sure. But we are in October. We're meeting with Bob and Mrs. B for sure on the U.S. Sault Ste. Marie side of things, just to touch base with them and see what
they need to do to come together.
Yeah, they're heading over to talk to Canada and U.S. Customs just to see about getting the bus across the border and what they need to have lined up to reduce the hassle of doing that. And we're just going to head down and have lunch with them. I think me and Bob are going to go fishing.
Sam's here.
Hey, Sam. Sam's been here for a while.
Sam's been here for a while?
Oh, yeah.
Huh. Sorry, Sam. I didn't see you there. Thanks for stopping by. We have mail call.
We do?
Speaking of maple syrup.
Yep.
So, from, I think our biggest fan
would be probably
my parents.
Yes.
They sent us, they were antiquing and found this book called Simply Maple. It's a recipe book made in Ontario. And
from the Ontario Maple Syrup Producers Group.
Mm-hmm. And it has hundreds of recipes in it.
Yeah. And what was the particular one? There's a particular one. We went to an antique store in Woodstock and found this book. Dad wants you to make the homemade maple walnut ice cream. Love you both. We are making the maple walnut ice cream for sure.
I haven't seen my mom and dad in here yet, though.
No, they haven't popped in yet. They're probably out on the town partying or something like that. They're quite the party animals.
Partying. Yeah, so Cheryl, you'll have to tell them that they missed this. Yeah, so there's everything. There's like adequate vegetables.
Now you've upset Sam. I'm sorry, Sam. I know.
Well, at least I called you Sam. Main dishes. Dessert. Yeah, this is going to be awesome. Canning. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And there's a big candy section in here, too.
Maybe there's something with rum butter in there.
Chocolate maple yummies. Come on.
Funny thing is, it was printed in Manitoba.
Pizza sauce?
Pizza sauce, pizza dough.
Pizza dough. So that's going to be a fun cookbook. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
So we checked the trail cam.
Yeah, there was nothing. There were 6 pictures of snow.
We need to keep that trail packed down to encourage them to use it. I think if we moved it to our driveway, we would have gotten pictures because there's a lot of tracks going in on our laneway.
Yeah, the coyotes and the wolves are definitely
Hey,
using our
CB's
laneway.
greenhouse.
Hey, CB. We were just talking about maple syrup.
Yeah. They are pretty animals, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're getting ready to boil tomorrow. Special live show, CB. You should stop by and check it out. Check it out.
Yeah. CB's got some awesome hydroponic and straw bale growing videos. Awesome stuff. Stuff I'm pretty excited to try out.
I thought you were going to say hydroponic maple trees or maple something.
Yeah, there's an idea for you, buddy. Get some hydroponic maple trees growing.
I won this in the fishing derby, Doug and Wendy.
Yeah.
They donated it.
And that's the shop that is just at the north end of the Sioux. So that's not the one that's up up this way in Haviland or in Gooley up here. But still pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And actually,
it's not the one on the Chippewa?
No. That's Chippewa Trading Post is the one at the north end of town there.
Where you have to stop to get all your needs before you go camping.
Yep, it's your last point of provisions.
According to them.
Well,
because there's the other trading posts.
Yeah, until you hit them, but they're not open in the winter. So, like Voyageurs is open, but they don't have as much as these guys have.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys, Jim, these guys are the guys that I saw the ice grip Crocs at the Chippewa Trading Post.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Hunchback Wilderness is here. Woo-hoo.
And out of Goshen.
And
cool.
out of Goshen.
Yep.
Welcome. Also, you wanted to talk about your poinsettia.
Oh, yeah. Let me grab that.
Does anybody else try to keep your poinsettias going all year round? Dave has this little thing going where this poinsettia he has been going for 2 years now?
Maybe 3.
Maybe 3?
I think 3.
So we bought it at Christmas.
And it's looking pretty spindly now, but
we just cut it back today.
I will probably cut it back even further in a couple days. I just didn't want to stress it too much. But this thing was like a lot taller a couple days ago. But I wanted to see if anyone else keeps these things alive, because they are, like, where they're native, they're actually an evergreen tree. They don't have needles, so they're not, a conifer, but they are still an evergreen. In Mexico is one place that they do grow year round. And basically all you do with your poinsettia, I know my aunt does this as well, is you just cut everything back, basically as far back as you can, and you can just keep it in the same pot and just let it start to regrow itself.
Has it ever turned red again?
Yes. Yes, it has. The key to making it turn red again, it's a photosensitive plant. So in roughly around the beginning of October, where we are anyways, the beginning of October, you want to start to minimize the amount of light that it gets and drop it down to 12 hours of light, 12 hours of darkness. Much like another plant that we all know requires that same thing. But that is what causes it to flower, and the flowering actually, when it turns red like that, when the leaves turn red and brighten up, that is to attract pollinators to the flowers. That's why the leaves turn red on a poinsettia.
The leaves basically become part of the flower.
They become
part of the landing pad.
Yeah, part of the landing pad, and just a brighter color for the pollinators to see. Not that our poinsettias in the north here are going to attract pollinators, but that's the basis behind why the plant itself turns colors like that. Interesting little thing about poinsettias. Yep.
Another things we're growing right now is sprouts. So I just finished my last. We just finished our last round of it. So I thought I'd show you it's separated. So this is just a canning jar, and then the lid, and then the instructions calls for 2 tablespoons, but we find we can't eat that fast enough. And then you just have this big chunk of sprouts. So I just put in 1 teaspoon, and then you soak it with water overnight, and then you pour it out, and then you put it upside down in the jar and let it sit like that, and then rinse it twice a day, and then you have delicious sprouts, which we put on everything.
Yeah, we eat the sprouts every day. It's a nice thing in the wintertime up here in the north when it's tough to have fresh greens that we can eat every day without, you know, going and buying lettuce from Mexico or Peru or something like that.
That's going to be recalled anyways.
Yeah.
Because of food poisoning.
Yeah.
Yours has never turned red again, Cheryl? Well, try that out. Try out the less sun.
Yeah, even Cheryl, if you put it in a closet or something like that, or just put a box over top of it.
Burlap sack.
Burlap would still let some light through, I think.
You can't have any light?
No. Yeah, it can't have any light. It has to. That's what triggers the flowering phase of photosensitive plants.
What if there's a really high moon night?
That is a good point to make, but the spectrum of light that the moon emits doesn't affect the plant. It's kind of like how, you know, when if you look at springtime light, it tends to be a lot bluer in the spectrum, like a lot cooler in the Kelvin spectrum of light. As you progress through the seasons and towards fall, the light is on the warmer or redder or more orange spectrum of light, which is another thing that signifies to plants to start ripening the fruit, to basically start ripening the seeds.
How about veggie seedlings? Any set light dark schedule?
Personally, when I start them, Sam, I like to go with about a 16 to 18 hours light is what I like to keep them on. I worked in a nursery and a greenhouse for a number of years when I was younger and learned a lot about growing seedlings, starting things from seeds. I mean, we did hundreds of thousands of plants there. And so that's kind of my rule of thumb is anything beyond that, really, you're wasting electricity. The plant because plants photosynthesize and they like to have that dark time.
Oh, interesting thing about that greenhouse. So we figured out after we met that one summer I worked in the greenhouse, the competing greenhouse down the street, down Greenhouse Road. Mm-hmm. The same time he was working at the greenhouse he was working.
Yep, she was working at Groby's. I was working at Belgium.
Sure, I would know those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's going way back. Like, never mind how many years.
It was like 2003, maybe?
Yep, in around there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so we didn't meet then.
Hey, Jay.
We also were both at a concert at the same time.
A few.
Tea party.
The tea party.
It was like a special, small concert that Pepsi, I think, was sponsoring. And my friend got free tickets because she worked at Moose Moose. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, did you pay to go?
I don't know, because I went to so many. It seems like you only went to one, but I was part of the cool kids. And I went to
but that one we know for sure we were at the same
Yes, one. At the Federation Hall?
At the Laurier, University of Laurier.
Yeah. Was it Federation Hall?
It was
something like that.
I just mentioned that one in particular because I was small, and we know we were both there.
Yeah.
I went to some outdoor concerts, but I didn't really go to any indoor concerts.
Oh, Bob's here.
Bob's here. You missed it.
Yep, we already popped your thing in there, but that's cool. Thanks for popping in, man.
And
I know
Jay's here.
I know you've been busy with getting stuff ready, so.
Almost home. Jay's here.
Yep, Jay's here. Where were we going? We were talking about something there.
We just talked about sprouts, we talked about poinsettia, we've talked about almost everything on our list.
Yep.
But one thing we haven't talked about is something very interesting that's going to be happening. The Northern Lights.
Yes, are really kicking in. There was a huge solar storm that began on the 20th of March. And if folks understand the whole thing with how the Northern Lights work, basically solar storms bouncing off the Earth cause the Northern Lights to become more prolific and just more visible across the globe.
So we have a map.
Yeah, we do have a map. And so 2 days ago, so it took that long for the light to actually hit us. The solar storm began on March 20th. It's now the 22nd. And that light, that storm, whatever goes on there, has finally reached planet Earth, where we all live.
No.
Most of us, yes. So this is actually a pretty big event for the Northern Lights. A lot of folks who are viewing right now will have the potential ability to see what is going on. Now, we pay a lot of attention to the Northern Lights because we live in the North, and it's a really cool thing to see. So here's the map.
Okay, so that has almost all of Canada.
So inside the green and white, basically, the green and white is where you have your potential to see the Northern Lights.
Mm-hmm. Minnesota, North Dakota, I can't read my own writing, Montana, Michigan, Maine, New York, Vermont, and New Hampshire.
And New York.
I said that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So is the green better? Like, is it the best in the middle?
Yes, the darker the green is the biggest potential. But if you look at the bottom of the map, where you see the green, just the green solid line going through there.
Dave's pointing to it.
Yeah, that is kind of where you still have some potential to see it, but you have to realize that if you are in a city or near any form of light pollution, even if you're in the green area, you have zero chance of seeing the Northern Lights.
But get out in the country if you're not already. So when will that start, Dave?
The predictions are for where we are. Around 10:30 is when you should start watching, start looking out for it. In my experience with seeing the Northern Lights, it's a late night thing. Another thing that we have happening right now, whoops, wrong button there, is that last night was the full moon. The sugar. Sugar?
2 nights ago.
No, it was last night. Yesterday was the first day of spring. It was the sugar supermoon, which was pretty cool. But that also is going to impede the ability to see the Northern Lights.
Still pretty full.
Yeah, it's still basically full. So
this morning it was quite nice.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of the good thing is that
tonight.
Tonight. Yes, Kathy, tonight. John, you may tonight be able to see it. This is a very intense event. This particular one, which is why that range is so large. It typically doesn't really come south of Wawa, John, which would be, if I'll put this picture up for just a second again. If you look at the Great Lakes there, and you can kind of see an L shape in the Great Lakes, the corner of that L is Sault Ste. Marie. If you go to the top of that L, that is Wawa. And that is typically where the white area would be in seeing the Northern Lights. So it's a pretty big event. I'm going to be out there with the camera filming tonight, and I mean, if it happens, and I can get some decent video, then I'll be getting that. If it happens and I'm able to capture it on my phone, You all might get a notification really late tonight that Don Bois Homestead is live, and I apologize for that, but I have actually had some requests from some folks on Facebook and things like that if it does happen, they do want to see it. So sorry to wake you all up if that happens.
Stacy has a bunch of nicknames, that supermoon. It's also called the sap supermoon and the sugar supermoon. Sister says it's called the worm supermoon.
Yeah, there were a whole bunch of, I looked it up yesterday and there were a whole bunch of names. I just stuck with the sugar moon because we're sugaring. Right now, we're sugaring, so.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that it's windy and or cloudy and or stormy where they are, so they might not see it, which sucks. That usually happens to us. But okay, got to remember there's amazing events happening, and then you look outside and it's no way.
Yeah, I remember we had my Uncle Bill out in Manitoba when we were out there, who is an absolutely amazing photographer and videographer, and we had 2 times over the 4 days that he was there that the KP was just way up. And so we planned everything. We stayed up until I don't even know what time.
Which would be so odd for you guys.
Oh yeah, really. I mean, we never stay up late.
No.
Me and Billy. And of course, cloudy. Nothing but clouds. So we made our own northern lights. We just pointed firecrackers in the sky and shot them up there.
And Sam is saying it was very nice of us to schedule that for our after party, live stream party. We try.
Yeah.
We try to keep things interesting for you guys.
Yeah.
Jim's on a roll tonight. I'm missing Jim's comments.
Jim's always on a roll.
Yeah.
Come on. Jim put out a really cool video today of fixing up a Wayne's World Strat. That was pretty awesome. Jim's videos are just awesome. I love watching them. It's like watching if Bob Ross was a woodworker. And I mean, this just spans across all of his videos, whether it be his woodworking videos, his guitar setup videos, things like that. Just very calming videos to watch.
Jim, there is no train that goes from the Sioux to Thunder Bay, so
no, not
you
anymore.
go by choo-choo. Oh, I saw a thing on Facebook the other day, which I thought was hilarious. It's like, how many chuggas do you need before a choo-choo?
Yeah. So how many chuggas do you need before a choo-choo? Let us know. It's, I mean, chugga, 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 chugga. Chugga, 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 chugga.
So you think 6?
Chugga, 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 chugga. Chugga, chugga. 7.
Not 6.
6, yeah.
I think 4. I go chugga, 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 choo-choo. But it was funny because some people were getting very deep into how many chuggas are necessary. And they're also saying that if one train leaves one station going at 4 chuggas an hour, and another train leaves a different station going at 8 chuggas an hour, how many chuggas do they need at? I think Kevin at Making Sawdust might know the math.
Yeah,
for that.
Kevin can probably figure this out.
Yeah, a lot of people said 8 chuggas. Well, I said that if it's anything other than 8 chuggas, you're wrong. And a lot of people, they forget, they think chugga chugga, they think in their head that's 1, but that's 2 chuggas.
See, Stacy's at 7 now here, too.
You can't have an odd number chugga. It has to be even chugga chugga combination.
The beavers always create interest, Jim. That's for sure. I did notice that at the beginning, but that's been in a couple of your videos, I think, now, hasn't it? Unless maybe you posted them on content creators.
Thomas doesn't give a chugga.
And actually, that's another thing. If someone could
get
a couple links in there to the content creators website, because a bunch of us in here have a lot of fun over on the content creators website. Great place to hang out if you're a content creator, whether hobby, business, doesn't matter.
We talk about chuggas?
No, actually, we don't talk about chuggas.
That's just me.
Yeah.
Radcliffe Tiny Acre Homestead feels lost. Oh no! How many chuggas? It's a very important question.
Who's lost?
8. Ratliff Tiny Acre Homestead.
And Jason says any value between 2 and 8 is legal.
Okay.
Okay.
Inclusive.
That's a very Canadian point of view, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Make it very inclusive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that has nothing to do with chagas.
Chagas?
Chagas have nothing to do with chagas.
How do you know? Maybe we're actually spelling it wrong.
Mm.
Chaga, 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 chaga. I mean, there is a train, like there's a tourist train that kind of does a little loop up in here.
Yeah, the Algoma Canyon tour, which is a life goal of mine, and so I very much hope to do it this fall. Because you have to do it in the fall when all the leaves are turning color, all the really bright reds and oranges and yellows. It's something that it's a little pricey, but it's worth saving up for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would be a fun trip, that's for sure.
Mm. I really haven't done trains that much. Been on it in England. Been like small little like touristy trip things, but
yeah.
Or that little one that like in Jay Almost Homestead's videos, I've been on those. There's one of those in Guelph.
I used to take trains quite often when I was younger.
Yeah?
Yeah, down in southern Ontario. And I actually took a train to the Woodstock 99 debacle that occurred in Albany, New York.
You took a bus to that.
No, train. We took a train down. The whole train was full of...
Woodstockers?
Yeah. I think it was Albany. I think.
99?
Yeah, Woodstock 99. This year is the 50th anniversary of Woodstock. And this is what actually, I'm pretty sure...
Ottawa Canyon, you're right. Ottawa Canyon.
Yeah, Ottawa Canyon. Yeah. But it's...
Algoma.
No, it's the Algoma tourist train, but it does go through Ottawa Canyon. So, yeah, so I used to take the train all over the place.
That's too pricey for my blood.
It was cheap back then. It was cheaper than the bus.
Mm.
Yeah.
Supposedly when we go to the American Zoo, we can go 35 miles west and take the Tunerville trolley.
Tuner. Is that sounds like, is that someone from the East Coast saying tuner?
Taquamenemene River? I don't know how to say that.
I can't see the comments.
Taquamenemene.
Yeah, okay. If only we could bring you in on voice here, Kevin, to say that, because that sounds like a river that I would like to fish. Just based on the name, I would like to fish that river for brook trout. Yeah.
Is there another Woodstock coming?
Yep, this is the 50th anniversary of Woodstock, and there are actually 2 separate festivals planned, which is quite interesting. I saw the lineup for the bigger, like, higher end festival that is going to be just garbage. The lineup is horrible, absolutely horrible. The only thing remotely reminiscent of a 50-year Woodstock anniversary is Robert Plant and the Mysterious Shapeshifters. So Robert Plant from Zepp and Canned Heat. And Canned Heat, even, I mean, with them, it's like 2 of the original members out of 5.
Can they even call themselves Canned Heat?
Well, they can, because, you know, trademarks and all that stuff. But the rest of it is like all this. Anyways, won't get into details. I'm waiting for the lineup for the other one to come out. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot more grassroots stuff happening.
Were you any part of... Dave won't tell me if he was the one that started the fires for the last one.
Oh, man. We would have to do a whole live stream. I have, like, hundreds of photos from Woodstock 99.
You had to digitize them.
Yeah, I could easily digitize them, or I could just hold them up.
It's a good way of digitizing them.
Actually, from my perspective, okay, the Red Hot Chili Peppers started the fires by busting out Fire by Hendrix as things were starting to explode there. It was an extremely capitalist festival. Bottles of water were $10 American. A pizza this big was $20 American. When we bought tickets to go to the festival, we were told, and it said right in our ticket package, that we could bring our own food, our own camp stoves, everything, and we did that. And when we were checking in or going through the lineup, we had to toss all of our food that we brought.
But not your camp stoves?
No, and our camp stoves, everything had to be tossed.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say maybe that's the step.
No. Oh man, but there was some crazy stuff. The last thing that I will say is that I remember a group of individuals going out into the parking lot and finding a BMW and bringing it in and flipping it upside down and lighting it on fire.
How do you light a vehicle on fire?
There was a lot of garbage there, yes. And after that, the next thing I remember was about 3,000 people approximately standing around the upside down BMW singing Kumbaya. I kid you not. I absolutely kid you not. So.
Bye, Thomas. See, you're scaring people away.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what Woodstock scared an entire generation away and created an entire new generation as well. Yeah, it's okay,
A lot
Thomas.
of Woodstock babies?
Yeah.
How old would they be?
They'd be 50 if they were born in Woodstock, or conceived at Woodstock.
All right.
Presumably they would be 50. So we're getting close here. We got just a few minutes to go.
Look at that. It was a fast hour. And it's not too hot here either. We actually made dinner before the live stream tonight and actually got to eat before the live stream tonight.
Yeah.
That's rare.
Yeah, it
so
is rare.
The stove isn't burning behind us right now.
Yeah, it's not ridiculous right now, which is nice. So, folks, you guys can pop, if you got any more things you want to yak about on here, pop those, if you can, in all capitals, just because it's the end here and we'll catch them a lot quicker. I mean, aside from that, don't forget in the description of the video, if you are at all interested in joining us with Boiling Sap tomorrow for a little while, we're going to do a live stream of that, making maple taffy in the snow. Heading out, collecting a bunch of sap, stuff like that. We'll take a walk around the bush. And we'll be chatting with you all the whole time. So if you do want to tune in, just hit that link and hit the little reminder button. And you'll get notified. And if it turns out you're busy at the time, then you're busy at the time. That's cool. But we don't want you to forget about it if you want to tune in with us.
Mm-hmm.
It's the sweetest time of the year.
We might have a guest.
Yes, actually, Caddis invited one of her friends over. His name is Scout.
Mm-hmm. He might bring his human, too.
Yeah, he might bring his human. We'll have to see.
Mm-hmm. Oh, guess what I saw today? I don't know if you Americans would know this name brand, but there's no name beer at the liquor store today. I couldn't believe it. I asked the guy at the counter if he's tried it, and he says he's too scared to try it. So no name is kind of like
awesome, Jason.
Off-brand,
good stuff.
Off-brand food and stuff, and they have beer now.
Yeah,
and I think it might have been it was more than a buck of beer. It was over $10, so it can't be less than a buck of beer. So
no problem, Kathy. Age of the tree matter for tapping for sap. Rick, you're more looking at the diameter of the tree. So think about the size of a dinner plate.
That would be the circumference.
For maple trees. With birch trees, you can if you're really pushing it, you can be down to around like 8 inches diameter. But dinner plate size. So age, I mean, it's hard to tell the age of a tree without cutting it down and counting those little rings. Ah, cool, John. Yeah, John, this wasn't President's Choice, though.
No,
this was the
no name.
the yellow no-name boxes.
It was the yellow no-name box. I should show you a picture.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like a
Paul,
can.
that'd be fun.
Looks like a box of like cans of soup or something. It's hilarious. It's so weird.
Brother Dune, things are honestly just getting started. Like, I mean, we've got at least 30 taps in. We've only got 130 liters of sap so far. Probably close to 200 tomorrow. But you're not... it's all about the girth.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Jason, it's all about the girth.
Not about the length.
No.
No.
Yeah, so you're not far behind, Brother Dune.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's thinking about really old trees. Can you still tap old trees?
Oh, yeah, man. And you can, like, I mean, you know...
put multiple taps in if they're really big.
Yeah, we had one tree at a previous house that we lived at that took 3 people to hug. And, I mean, 4 taps I put into that one year.
Mm-hmm. It was funny because it was at the front of our house. So it's somewhat questionable whether or not we could tap it because it could have been non-public land, but whatever, we tapped it. And we had a lot of Mennonites living in that area. And I think they were afraid that we were stealing their sap business because they would all slow down on their horse and buggies when they were driving by us and check out our taps.
Yeah, yeah. Coming by on their horses and slowing down and doing the old double take, rubbernecking.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't cause any accidents doing that.
Yeah, the metropolis of Mildmay.
Yeah. Mildmay, Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little spot, though. I love that place.
A couple hundred people there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice.
Somehow, there was only about a few hundred people there, but we were on a 300 people waiting list to get a mailbox.
Mm-hmm. And then about 6 months before we moved, we finally got the mailbox.
Mm-hmm.
The P.O. box.
We're still on a waiting list for a doctor in Manitoba.
Yeah. They keep emailing us saying, we have not found you a doctor yet.
Mm-hmm.
Please call 911 if you need emergency assistance. And it's like, okay, well, we know that. We do actually know that.
Mm-hmm.
8:58. When you starting your seeds or garden work? Sam, I got about 400 seeds into my trays just the other day.
Yeah. They're in a closet, under lights, and heating pads for the ones that need that.
Nope, I haven't started heating pads.
Well, they're on them.
Nope, that's a garbage bag sitting under them.
Oh.
I was going to get the heating pads out, but I've got a thermometer in there. It's sitting around 27, 28 Celsius. So that's like 900 Fahrenheit.
But they're in a closet to avoid the cats.
Yeah.
He hasn't put his shelf up in the window yet.
No, I haven't done that yet. And I may actually end up holding off now until in the fall when we can bring some stuff inside.
Mm-hmm. Unchecked Wilderness misses maple trees. We missed them too when we were up in that area.
Yeah, really missed them.
But we still tap Manitoba maples or box elders.
Yeah. Paul might not even have Manitoba maples where he is, though.
No,
Judging by
not.
the looks of it, it's a lot of aspen.
Yeah.
And
you can't tap that. Some people think they can tap ash.
yeah. I know this one guy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You can't get much out of that.
No. The syrup tastes like ash anyways.
How much for a quarter pound?
Quarter pound of syrup?
Do you measure syrup in pounds?
Quarter pound would be...
Rickers. No.
It's heavier than water, so... It's hard to say.
Or maybe he's asking about what you're planting seeds for. He can only plant 4 of those seeds.
Oh, yeah, I can only plant 4 of those, Jim. Same with you, but we
Not
could do an
400.
exchange. We could do an exchange later on.
Mm-hmm.
We could.
John would tap that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're thinking about making a t-shirt with something like that on there. Would people buy that?
I'm sorry, Jason. I know it is. I had to, though.
I think I did it.
We both kind of contributed to the...
Sorry.
We didn't mention any names, though.
No, we didn't.
No?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm interested in a t-shirt like that. I'd tap that with like a maple tree and a maple leaf.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're thinking about merch. We haven't really made any yet. We do have a link to a merch in our description of our videos, but we really don't have anything there yet. It's kind of placeholder, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, don't buy the shirt that's there because it's
No.
unless you really want to. I mean,
No.
it's not anything special, that's for sure.
Justin High's here. Wicked lot of moose.
Jason at Start from Seed has some really cool like merch with like shirts with sayings on them and things like that. So if you check out his channel, he's got a link to get his merch. Some really fun stuff that he's got. I love his stuff. Still haven't ordered any, Jason. Sorry. I'm lazy. You know that.
Yeah, no. He started putting together your package for the mail.
Yeah, it's sitting right over there, and I just,
because he just didn't have the tape at the moment. And
luckily, there's nothing in there that needs to be planted before April 20th. So
you better get on that.
Yeah.
I'll force him again. But it's after. It's 9:02. Bob's got to bounce.
Yep. Have a good night, Bob.
Night. And we'll make that shirt. And we mentioned everything.
Yep. Thank you all for tuning in.
Thank you.
We will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers, guys.
Hi, Dave. It's Jerry. Hi, Dave. It's Jerry. It's Jerry. Trying to follow up with the drawing that you sent. Just the drawing that you sent. Hi, Dave. The drawing that you sent. The drawing that you sent. The drawing that you sent. Right off the bat. Right off the bat. Right off the bat. Right off the bat. Thought I'd go through some of it. The drawing that you sent. Thought I'd go through some of it. The drawing that you sent. Right off the bat.